Today, I'll begin the Platinum Trophy in Police Simulator. There's a total of 26 trophies including the Platinum. Currently sits at a 2 out of 10 difficulty, requiring only one playthrough at around 20 hours. Stage 1 is completing your first shift. Fun fact, there's actually no story for this game. So you start off picking your character. I picked Officer Noah J. Jones because someone like him usually isn't a cop. Because of how handsome he is, dude's a model. Right out of the gate, we popped our first trophy just for starting your shift in North Point. Anyway, today I do have the honor of patrolling with a buddy of mine. Because of how dangerous these streets are, it helps when someone's out there having your back. He definitely came in handy because on the first day of the job, he saved my life. A pedestrian was about to attack me, so luckily my partner swooped in and arrested him. But I caught him resisting arrest, so I had to act fast. Now that the streets are a bit safer again, we can start our first assignment, and that is handing out any parking violations. We were on foot looking for any cars that were either parked at the expired meter or parked incorrectly, and that we decided to either have the car towed or issued a ticket. Wasn't soon until we popped another trophy. This one was for justifiably ordering a car to be towed. Before we knew it, the shift was up, popping another trophy for getting our first star. We got the next batch of trophies after starting a shift in each of the neighborhoods. We loaded into Bayfort Landing, Historic Downtown, Chester, and eventually Alcombe. We jumped right into our second shift, pretty much doing the same thing, except this time I changed my outfit.
Hold up. Let him.
This time we had a radar gun, so we had to find anyone going over the speed limit. Not gonna lie, I picked a bad spot for this. But finishing that shift unlocked our first patrol car, popping another trophy. After that, the game opened up a bit. We were able to select the next shift we want, this time having a car to get around instead of on foot. Our next shift, we're introduced to our first accident. That's where we get shown the proper routine for handling an accident. The first step is to photograph evidence, which pops a trophy, take photos of the rest of the scene, then interview the drivers. We can ask for identification and anything that may be relevant. We need to find out who the culprit is behind the reason for this accident. After asking questions, we can drug test them and make them do a breathalyzer test. So he was clean, but I did search his car, something I was not supposed to do, so he was in the clear, so we packed up and left. However, the same cannot be said for this next guy. Yep, he's definitely hammered. If a test comes back over 0.8 on the scale, then you know they're driving under the influence. So arresting him got us another trophy. Some accidents include an injured person, so you're able to call an ambulance for them, which pops another trophy. Then I took my 50th photo, popping another trophy. We went back to using the radar gun on speeding cars. Luckily, I found a better spot, popping the trophy drive safe, which is for getting 10 speeders in one shift. It was during our next accident where I took my 120th photo, which pops another trophy. As for the next trophy, it was sandwiched between another one. One is to make 3 justifiable arrests within one shift, so I arrested one person that had a gun without a permit. The next person I arrested had an open warrant, so that itself was a trophy. Then my next arrest was for someone driving under the influence. With those 3 arrests done, I popped a second trophy. So at this point, we got all the easiest trophies out of the way. Not saying that the rest are difficult by any means, but they are a grind. We already did everything the game has to offer, so the last trophies are all about doing the same thing we've been doing just a bunch of more times. With that said, let's get after it. During the same shift, I pulled up to another accident. This time, there were 3 people injured. Calling the ambulance for them popped another trophy. It wasn't long after that where I was at my next accident, where I popped a trophy for having 30 vehicles towed. After that, I wanted to go back to the radar gun, being that there were 2 more trophies tied to that. One for reporting 40 people going over the speed limit, then another for reporting 100 people going over the speed limit. For some reason, people speed up at this corner, so I just stayed here until both trophies popped. Then all that's left is to tow cars and arrest people. So that's what I did. Towing 50 cars got us the last trophies in terms of towing cars, which means all that's left is to arrest people. I legit just started running into crime scenes and drug testing everyone right away in hopes that they were either drunk or high. Before I knew it, I popped a trophy for arresting 30 people, and later on arrested 40 people for a DUI. That was then followed by arresting 50 people over the course of a career, which is the last trophy, and with that, the platinum. With the platinum earned, I thought I'd do a celebratory desk pop for old time's sake.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And that is the Platinum for Police Simulator. This game is definitely something, alright? It's fun in the beginning, but after a while it's just repetitive, being that all you do is go from accident to accident without much else. My friend and I ended up just racing for the Platinum. My friend found out about this game first and been wanting to play it for a while. We just finally got around to it, and it was kind of underwhelming. So big thanks to him for that. So if you are planning on playing it with someone, just know that it only unlocks items for you if you're playing in solo. So at the end of each session, I did have to back out, load back into solo just to make sure I'm actually progressing, because the game is really buggy. So that's about it. Got another video in the oven. The next one is an absolute classic. Here's a teaser. Till then, bye.